MAGA. I'm back, MAGA. The black ancestors, they not done yet. So you just got to listen to my mouth again. I know y'all hate my big old lips getting on here talking because y'all told me how much y'all hate my big old lips getting on here talking. Well, the ancestors told me to come back and talk some more. Welcome to my live. I'm Queen Lillie. My live got messed up. More than likely, MAGA was reporting my live. They always reported my lives. They report my lives every day. But I'm back and I'm black. Hi, I'm Queen Lillie. Welcome to my live. Who are we talking about? Donald Trump. This is a continuation of my other live that just went out. So I'm back. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud with my big old lips. That's what Mac said. I got those big old lips. Yes, I do. They mine. And I'm grateful for my big old lips. But anyway, we got a continuation. We're going to continue with this live from just now that got shut down. We're going to continue talking about it. And this is coming from Midas Touch Network. Everything I show is fair use, great for educational purposes, great for entertainment purposes, and great for research purposes. And I always throw a little comedy in there, you know. So what are we doing? We're doing research today, babes. I love you. Welcome back to my live. So we're going to listen to something from Midas Touch Network. It said Melania's dark past surfaces at Donald Trump. It's outed in the photos, okay? Thank you for coming back. We're going to continue. MAGA reports my lives every day. I'm used to it now. It's nothing new that they do to me. One moment, please.
Melania Trump's dark past is surfacing as well as Donald Trump tries to hide his dark past. When Donald Trump met Melania purportedly in 1998, what was Donald Trump doing around that time? He was gallivanting around, that's one way to put it, with Epstein, and with a lot of the photos that we saw released from the Democrats in the House Oversight Committee, it was some disgusting stuff. And we know the grotesque and disgusting stuff that Donald Trump and Epstein were getting into and what they were doing with their modeling agencies. It was horrific, horrific stuff. So around this time in 1998, Donald Trump meets Melania. Where do they meet? They meet, just according to Melania's version of events, at a location called the Kit Kat Club. It's kind of a grimy club in Manhattan. Melania likes to refer to as this glamorous place where editors and models were all mingling and there was camaraderie in the air. No, I mean, the Kit Kat Club in New York was like a gross club. And this guy, Paolo Zampoli, who's now a United States ambassador, he's like a top government official appointed by Donald Trump. At that time, he ran modeling agencies. That's what he called them, modeling agencies that would bring younger Eastern European women or girls or from Eastern Europe to the United States. And then he would throw these parties where they would be introduced or they would meet with.
It's funny that you said that, King SSKW8HF, King or Queen. I don't know which one you are, and I apologize if I got it wrong. That he's talking about Russia, how they would bring Russian women to America, and you stated need to open them Russian files. We need to know, yes, because I showed a documentary last year sometime. You know, it was close to election time about that Russian is a Russian documentary talking about Donald Trump is a Russian spy. That's what the documentary states. So you're right. We need to see the Russian files to whatever Putin has on Donald Trump. It's imperative that we see that. Yeah, we need to see that too, baby. Thank y'all for coming back to my live. I love you.
The people and wealthy men, powerful men in the United States. And so on this evening in 1998, Donald Trump met Melania. And, you could even just take a look at Melania's book where she talks about, I met him in a camaraderie and he was with another girl and I met him and it was, we saw each other. It was a whole thing. Take a look at Melania's background, though. So if you look at what her biography used to say before it was uncovered that she was lying, she's a liar. It said the
like
following.
Her husband.
Born on April 26, 1970 in Slovenia, Melania Naus began her modeling career at the age of 16. At the age of 18, she signed with a modeling agency in Milan. Which one? What's the name of the modeling agency in Milan? Let's hear it. After obtaining a degree in design and architecture at the university in Slovenia, Melania was jetting between photo shoots in Paris and Milan, finally settling in New York in 1996. Well, Melania Trump actually never earned a university degree in architecture. She dropped out of college after her freshman year, according to her biographers, but she still claims to have a degree from a university in Slovenia. But what she was doing...
Yes, Melania lied like she graduated from a university. That never happened. She was busy, hey, pop that coochie, baby, pop, pop the coochie. Hey, pop that coochie, baby, pop. We saw your news, honey. Melania Trump, you even wrote in your book that you wrote recently about your news was art. Okay, you can say that. But we know you was pop, pop the coochie. Hey, pop that coochie, baby, pop. You was popping and locking. You popped and locked on Donnie. He decided to keep you. And it was said you was Epstein girl first. But we don't know. But inquiring minds want to know because it was said you was Epstein girl first now. I think Ben gonna talk about a little Sunday too, if I'm not mistaken, okay?
Taking nudes. And I'm giving you my opinion. These weren't like the glamorous nudes. These were like some grimy nudes. Like a grime, like, you know, and I'm not trying to disrespect the art of nude modeling. So like, I don't want to demean it as an art. But, you know, these were pretty explicit photos, which she tries to act as though these were kind of glamorous nudes. I don't really think they, in my opinion, they really weren't. But, you know,
they're not first lady.
To our opinions now, aren't we? So it was around that time she meets Donald in 1998 or so, and then they get married. Some years later, she gets an Einstein visa, so she cuts ahead of everybody else. An Einstein visa is like for extraordinary talent. She gets citizenship when she marries him, but she gets his Einstein visa first, then she gets citizenship, and then through a process that's often derided by the right wing as chain migration, where someone who's a citizen then brings in their family. She brought in her family into the United States. You've seen the photos of her and Donald Trump and Epstein and Ghislaine together. There's just photos of them. I mean, you could infer whatever you want to infer, or infer nothing at all from the photos.
Well, I inferred that Melania Trump was a pass around. But now she wears expensive dresses and expensive red bottoms and Hermes handbags. But that doesn't exclude you from being a pass around. Were you Epstein girl first? Because Epstein autobiographer, his biographer said that you were Epstein girl first. Did you, Donnie pop that thing on the first time on the Epstein plane, on his jet? That's what was said, girl. You was popping that thing all over the place on that, I don't know what, Lolita? Is that what it was called? Hey, pop that, pop the coochie. That's what she was doing to Donnie. And Donnie said, okay, maybe she was with you, Epstein, but now she mine. She all mine. I was going to marry her. And he married the ho in the Merry Christmas. That's what Donald Trump did. Don't get mad at me. It is said and alleged that she has a boyfriend right now. And that's why she don't live, she don't live at the White House. She only there like lately. And she get a fee for it. Some people say she gets a fee for it. I don't know. But she sure hell don't want Donald Trump. I don't want to smell that piss he pants either. Or the poop he lets out in the bed at night. And maybe if you leave the Burger King and the McDonald's alone, it wouldn't be so bad. And I could lay with him. She can't live with you, Donnie. You're funky.
Together, hanging out together. Okay. You have her, while Donald Trump was out of office, her fashion stylist and like makeup people were getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars from the Trump political action committees. So despite Donald Trump being a billionaire, right? He's a billionaire. I'm so rich. The farmers, the people who are struggling to make ends meet. When Donald Trump sends those emails, can you make a personal sacrifice for me? Those emails that I read from time to time here. Can you please help me out? Well, those go to political action committees, and the political action committee pays for her stylists, her makeup artists, to the tune of hundreds of thousands of dollars before. Okay, so with that as background, with Donald Trump's grotesque past as background, and you saw in the Epstein files, right, the Trump condoms, you saw those photos of Trump with the young girls also, you saw the photos of Trump's and of other gross things with Trump. You saw on the Epstein photos things that we didn't even know. Like I saw the Trump condoms. The Epstein photos had extreme restraints and pussy pumps. Whatever that's what it's called. I'm just reading you what is the audio.
Y'all see those beads?
Like that's like literally
those
what it
are
says
booty
right there.
beads. You see that red thing? You put it up.
Like, but you know that was Donald Trump's bud. Epstein, that was the crew. It was Epstein, it was Casablancas. You know, those are the guys that Donald Trump were hanging out with at the time. Okay, so with that as background, let's fast forward to this week because there were some very strange things happening. And one of the strange things that happened is during this Christmas party, Donald Trump referred to his son Barron in a very weird way. Not our son together. He referred to Barron as her child. It's Melania's child. So it was very strange. I know that it's going to be great for children because Melania loves children. She has a wonderful boy.
I beg to differ. I don't believe she loved children because did y'all not listen to that recording when she was like, I have to do this Christmas shit. I guess she was talking to one of her friends. And she even wore a coat that said on the back when she had to go deal with children, I don't care. I don't think she's so crazy about the children. Because when she read that book, children's book, it told me a lot. She was not excited to be there. She didn't even show them the colorful pictures. When you read a child a book, they get excited to see the beautiful Christmas photos in the book, Melania. You couldn't even read it in great English. You were speaking, I don't know, Russian, and I don't know, you speaking something that we don't even speak, and that's why you need to be deported because you don't speak good English, Gail. Gail, you don't speak good English, Gail. Deport her. Y'all want to deport all the Hispanic people because you say they don't speak good English. Well, Melania Trump needs to go too. And that's her son. He needs to go too if you want to be his mama. Mama, baby, daddy, maybe. Mama's baby, daddy, maybe. Take a listen to this right here. One moment, okay?
Use words, they use bullets.
This is the man who shot Charlie Kirk. This is the man who shot Trump. This is the man who killed Melissa Hortman. This is the man who tried to kill John Hoffman. This is the man who tried to kill Paul Pelosi. This is the man who killed an Obama-appointed judge's son. This is the man who hired hitmen to kill Democrats. This is the man who ran over a left-wing activist and killed her. This is the man responsible for the Austin bombing. This is the man who sent pipe bombs to Obama, Biden, and Hillary Clinton. This is the man who shot Gabby Gifford. This is the man who tried to kidnap Gretchen Whitmer. Oh, and this man, and this man, and this man, this man, this man, this man, this man, this man, and this man. This is the man who set Josh Shapiro's house on fire. This is the Oklahoma bomber. This is his accomplice. These are just a few of the men who beat police officers on January 6th. I can think of a few things they have in common, and it's not the way they use their words or their left-wing politics.
All mediocre white men. Oh, Nancy Pelosi's husband was beat with a hammer, but MAGA didn't think anything was wrong with it. They celebrated. And then y'all worried about people not celebrating Charlie Kirk. Why? Nancy Pelosi's husband ain't talk bad about my people. Charlie Kirk did. And we're going to dance on his parade.
About this administration feels like it's either about enriching Donald Trump or enriching somebody that he knows.
I did see some graph of his net worth. It's gone up a lot this term.
Something like 70% of his net worth he's made since January.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts. He campaigned on like how he loses money while he's president.
I mean, he doesn't lose money while he's president. He likes to be like, well, I'm not taking my salary. You're not taking your salary, but you're taking a $400 million bribe from the Qatari government. They gifted him a plane. He says he's planning to keep it after he leaves. $400 million. And he goes, oh, it's not a bribe because there's no quid pro quo. But like a couple weeks ago, he signed an executive order giving Qatar Article 5-like protection. So right now, if somebody attacks Qatar, they have the same protections as like there's an attack on the United States.
Wow.
So that's what $400 million buys you. So to me, it's the priorities of this administration are super off. There's an objective truth here, which is everything happening in Washington right now is about enriching Donald Trump and his allies. It's not helping the vast majority of people. And he's running around talking about this golden age of prosperity that we're having. When does the golden age start? Unless you own a lot of AI tech stock, you're not doing very well right now. There's no growth in the economy. Job market's getting killed. People can't afford to buy a house. Where's the things we were promised?
Yeah, where are the things that you promised on your campaign run? MAGA, those food prices. You remember that time that Donald Trump was standing out in front of I think it was a White House, and he had that food laid out on the table. Where's the cheaper food, Macca? Because when I go to the grocery store, nothing is cheaper. And I eat salmon a lot. And my salmon is expensive when it wasn't that bad. Now it is. Even when I buy spinach and kale is higher than what it was. Thank you, MAGA, for what you have done to America. So, MAGA, get a life. Call your mama and tell her you are grown but wets the bed like Donald Trump.
Jasmine Crockett spends $50,000 on security. Jasmine Crockett spends eye-popping amount of money on luxury. Jasmine Crockett spends nearly $75,000 on luxury. And where's the breakdown of this money? Oh, it's right here. But wait a minute. What is that? That's her FEC filings? Before I get into the hypocrisy of all that, let me make two very important points. Number one, these are her FEC filings. That means this was public. That means it was legal. That means she wasn't hiding it. And number two, I want a sitting congresswoman to have security, and I don't want her staying in Motel 6. So what's the problem here? You realize that Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett needs security because you jackasses spend all your time spreading fucking bullshit stories like this to feed red meat to the base so that they'll continue to threaten and go after her, right? Meanwhile, you ignore that information that just came out that Matt Gaetz spent money to take advantage of a disenfranchised 17-year-old girl and rape her. Meanwhile, you ignore that your president's name is all in the Epstein files, and he's wasting hundreds, yes, hundreds of millions of dollars to build a ballroom nobody wants. Meanwhile, you're ignoring that the director of the FBI, Kash Patel, is flying private dates around in his jet that's meant for the FBI director, wasting tens of millions of dollars. Meanwhile, you're ignoring the fact that Kristi Noem has two fucking jets as DHS secretary. The hundreds of millions of dollars that are being thrown away into the fucking incinerator with this corrupt ass regime, but your hypocritical ass is going after Jasmine Crockett for $75,000 that she was very, very public about spending, that she was very transparent about spending. Are you fucking serious? If you wanted to do some honest reporting on Jasmine Crockett, you could report about all of these checks that she personally handed out to churches while the government was shut down because of Republicans, and SNAP was cut off because of the president, and these churches were helping feed hungry people. So Jasmine Crockett donated money to them. You could also talk about how Jasmine Crockett had her staff buy lunch for TSA employees while she was traveling because the government was shut down and they weren't getting paid. But you won't honestly report on any of that, will you? The reason you do it is because your base loves to attack black women. It's better to attack a black woman than it is to hold white people accountable, especially rich white men. And the only reason you're doing it, let's be fucking for real, is because you know she has a very good chance of snatching that Senate seat from Ted Cruz, and I hope the fuck she does it. Jasmine Crockett spends $50,000.
Jasmine Crockett will be the next senator in Texas. Yes, she will. She will win. Because when we fight, we win. All right. Trump must go.
Must go now. Trump must go now.
Trump must go now.
Trump must go now. Trump must go now because innocent kids don't deserve to be harassed because 2026 is too late. Because he's a racist, a bigot, a sexist, a Lumpty Dumpty pile of shit.
Because I'm sick of him taking our neighbors and our friends off our streets.
Because he is a fascist, racist, misogynistic pig.
Because he's a fascist and a bully and a con man and a liar, a cheating, disgusting excuse for a human being.
Because the elections are too late. The harm is being done. The crimes are real. You should have been impeached the first time. Third time's the charm.
We cannot allow this country to be the next Nazi Germany.
Silence is not the way. Which side are you on?
Silence is not the way. You better pick the winning team. You better get with the Dems because we winning. We don't want just about all these special elections, all right? So what we're going to do in 2026, we're going to whip their ASS because we're bad like Michael Jackson bad. That's who we are. The blue wave is here, baby, and you better sit down and deal with it because you ain't got no choice because Red ain't doing SHIT. We whipping ASS up in here. That's right. So Africa is tired of mediocre white men taking their land. Trump, Africa is a continent, not a country. You call it a shithole country. You are illiterate, Donald Trump.
Ibrahim Traore and the revolutionary African government of Burkina Faso have reportedly mined $18 billion of gold since they took control of their own mines, which is substantial because when the mines were owned by France, Burkina Faso was paid only $1 billion a year by foreign companies. But now they're making $18 billion a year and reinvesting it in things like infrastructure, education, and security. Which is why Western governments are now trying to destroy Traore's revolution, as they do anytime a country moves towards socialism and control of their own resources. In most African countries, Western companies extract all of the resources and then pay a bribe to the government and the local elite. You pay $1 billion a year to the rich people in Burkina Faso so they can live in luxury while stealing everybody else's resources. But Traore has said no. The resources of Burkina Faso belong to the people of Burkina Faso, not French companies. And we're going to reinvest those resources in development that betters the day-to-day lives of our working people. Traore is just so based. Solidarity with the revolution in Burkina Faso.
This young man is fascinating. There's been like 30 plus assassination attempts, even from his friends. He kicked the French out of his country, and the man is not even 40 yet. If we're gonna push one brother, I say we push this one. Haiti, Jamaica, even throw a little Canada in there. It can happen if you have the right leaders.
So Ibrahim Traore and the revolutionary
Traore is doing the right thing, and Donald Trump don't like him. But you know what? That young man, Traore, he is not even in his 40s. And he's powerful. Say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. And I love it, y'all. I love when you stand